Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you first year. Welcome to FSEC's online support program. I am Mrs. Nuzhat Rahim Afridi, your teacher at Army Public School and College, Potwar Complex, Islamabad, Boys Wing. Today we are starting Unit 1.3, which is a poetic composition. The title of Unit 1.3 is September, the first day of school, which is composed by Howard Nemerov. The image you can see on the screen is of the complete poem, but in your text, stanza or strophe 4 and 5 are not included. Before we start reading the poem, I would like to tell you something about the poet. Howard Nemerov was born on March 1st, 1920 in New York and died on July 5th, 1991 in University City near St. Louis. He was an American poet, novelist and critic whose poetry, marked by irony and self-depreciatory wit, is about nature. In 1978, Nemerov received the Pulitzer Prize and the National Book Award for the collection of his poems titled as The Collected Poems of Howard Nemerov, which appeared in 1977. The central idea or the theme. This is a nice and sensational poem by Howard Nemerov. This poem has been composed in the form of strophes. The poem is an expression of the feelings of a father and his son going to school for the first day. The poem depicts the love and affection of the poet as a father, which he feels when he leaves his son at school on the first day. The poet has related his feelings of this day with a biblical reference in the life of Prophet Joseph, which is also mentioned in our revealed book. Summary of the poem. The poem is about a father and his son. The narrator himself is father in this poem. He narrates the complex feelings of a father who is taking his son to school. It reminds him of his first day at school. He is worried about his leaving him alone, but at the same time hopes for a great kindness coming of it in the end, only if the child finds father-like figures among his teachers. The poem begins with the narrator taking his son to school for the first time. The first image that the reader encounters is that of the narrator and his son walking to the school holding hands, creating a powerful image of familiar unity. This familiar unit is immediately perturbed by the image is soon perturbed as the narrator's son eventually lets go of his father's hand and walks into his classroom. The narrator takes pause to acknowledge this necessary separation by placing a semicolon in the middle of the third line. The narrator creates a pause in the line, conveying the necessity to create a similar pause in his day to accommodate his son's inevitable crying prior to going into class for the first time. Additionally, the enjamba, which we are known as run-on line at the end of the third line, signifies the forced separation that must occur between father and son in order for both of them to go on. Just as the line's stop is unnatural and forced, so is the separation between father and son. After discussing his son's difficulties in separating from his father, the narrator shares his own experience as a student starting out in the first grade. It is clear that he is crying just like his son is, but these tears are not in sympathy with his son. Rather, They are a bitter reminder of his experience as a student. Thus, the narrator seems to be listing a series of things that he learned in school in order to convince himself that the pain of the separation from his son must be endured for the greater benefit of future life of his son. The desired learning objectives are to enable students to understand the theme of the poem, understand the underlying idea the poet is trying to convey to his readers, understand that without enduring pain, nothing can be gained, understand that learning and gaining knowledge is a lifelong pursuit. In this poem, many new words have been used. I am telling you the new words and their meanings, and listen to me carefully while I pronounce them. Strophe, a poetical term used when divisions of a poem are irregular and unrhymed. Endure, suffer, something painful or difficult, patiently. Arbitrary, based on random choice or personal whim rather than any reason or system. Peremptory, insisting on immediate attention or obedience, especially in a brusquely imperious way. Invisible, something that cannot be seen. Sheaves, collective noun for sheaf. A bundle of grain, stalks laid lengthways and tied together after reaping. Grind, reduce something to small particles or powder by crushing it. Inseparably, unable to be separated or treated separately. Shrunken, become or make smaller in size or amount. Fantasy, the actual spelling is Fantasy, which means the faculty or activity of imagining impossible or improbable things. Ritual, a religious or solemn ceremony consisting of a series of actions performed according to a prescribed order. Hope that everyone has understood the poem well and the significant message conveyed in it. Don't hesitate to ask any questions if there is any confusion. I wish you to say goodbye to you for now.